meaningless reason. Nobody feel about it, the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah. No respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes to WUB. And all the things that will happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice our opinion and place your calling. WUB. Get up, make every day count. Don't waste it, people. Do your part, play around, get where you need to. You can tune in for work or in your vehicle. If you got a problem, pick up the phone. Why wait till the time calling is the show it no matter even if you're at home. Just call in. WUB. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice our opinion and place your calling. WUB. Be yourself, see yourself, this is just show my people. Believe our hopes are to needless reason. Nobody feel about it, the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah. No respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes, WUB. And all the things that will happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better, we got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize.
Morning and welcome to Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes for this morning, Monday, June 22nd, 2026. I'm Sister YaYa, Marin Coleman, sitting in for Brother Most High this morning. And give thanks to wake up. It's another day. We need enough to stay with for the next till 9 o'clock. So the next 2.5 hours, lucky into XTV Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes talk show here at 3304 Mandela Drive in Sweet Belize and sweetest outside Belize City. On another lineup, we have the weather forecast from the National Meteorological Service of Belize. The weather forecaster this morning is Crystal Rosales. Then we're going into the first news brief of the day, provided to us by CREM XTV Newsroom under the leadership of Marcela Maya. Make us see how hot today.
Good morning. Relatively moist and unstable conditions prevail over the country. And in the 24-hour forecast, skies will be cloudy with sunny breaks today, then cloudy at times tonight. A few showers or isolated thunderstorms are expected mostly over some inland and southern areas for today, decreasing by late afternoon. Then activity will redevelop mostly over the south for tonight. High temperatures then will reach around 89 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 94 inland, then 82 up in the hills. Low temperatures for tonight will reach around 78 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 74 inland, then 68 in the mountains. Winds over the open sea will be from the east to southeast at 10 to 20 knots and higher gusts, with sea conditions being moderate to rough. So please note that a small craft caution is in effect for gusty winds and occasionally rough seas, especially near heavy showers and thunderstorms. Low tides occur at 10:49 this morning, then at 10:28 tonight. High tides at 4:33 this evening, then at 4:44 tomorrow morning. The sun will set at 6:30 this evening, followed by sunrise at 5:19 tomorrow morning, while the moon will rise at 12:35 this afternoon and set at 12:32 tomorrow morning. And now for the extended forecast for Tuesday and Tuesday night. There will be cloudy spells with generally isolated showers or isolated thunderstorms developing mainly over the south. And finally, for the tropical weather outlook, tropical cyclone formation is not expected over the North Atlantic region during the next 48 hours. And this has been this morning's weather report from the National Meteorological Service.
The first private radio in Belize since 1989, CREM FM presents the news. Informative, accurate, current information, Local, regional, and international news, weather and sports. And now, the news.
Pregnant woman identified as 26-year-old Jane Urbina and her unborn baby were fatally shot in Hattieville on Saturday. According to reports, Urbina was targeted while waiting at a bus stop to return home to Santa Elena, Cayo. Reportedly, the shooter approached Urbina on foot, opened fire, and fled the scene on a motorcycle. The incident happened shortly after she visited her brother, 20-year-old Lionel Rodolfo Urbina, a police constable currently on remand at the Belize Central Prison. The shooting has sparked intense public outrage and speculation regarding a potential motive of retaliation. In January of this year, PC Urbina was formally charged with the murder of 19-year-old Kevin Matthew DePaz following a fatal stabbing on Key Cocker that occurred on June 30, 2025. In addition to the murder charge, PC Urbina faces 2 counts of attempted murder and 2 counts of use of deadly means of harm in connection with injuries sustained by Nishan Allen and Julian Cano. That 2025 incident stemmed from a violent brawl between 2 off-duty police constables and the 3 victims, which left DePaz, Cano, and the other officers stabbed. DePaz succumbed to his injuries shortly thereafter. Police continue to investigate. A road traffic accident on Saturday in Cristo Rey, Cayo has claimed at least 1 life following a collision between 2 motorcycles. The deceased was identified as Aurelio Jack Bonnell. Details surrounding the cause of the collision or how many were involved have not been released by police as yet. Police are investigating a shooting in Santa Elena, Cayo that left Rodwell Rambo Hyde injured. According to reports, the incident occurred around 3 a.m. on Sunday when Hyde was walking on Santa Maria Street in Santa Elena and a gunman opened fire at him. Hyde suffered multiple gunshot injuries and was rushed to the Western Regional Hospital for medical treatment. Residents describe Hyde as a harmless and peaceful individual who frequently walks the streets, occasionally begging for food or change, but posing no threat to anyone. Belize Electricity Limited BEL on Friday issued a power supply advisory informing customers of an ongoing generation shortfall that could require blackouts across the country. According to BEL, the shortfall stemmed from sudden supply constraints that affected power import from Mexico's Comisión Federal de Electricidad, CFE. BEL says it was notified by CFE that the Mexican utility provider was experiencing supply issues. Compounding the issue, BEL noted that CFE's constraints came at a time when several local generation sources were already operating under limited available capacity. As a result, load shedding was affected in some areas of the country Friday night. Renowned Belizean entertainer and music promoter Leroy Young, affectionately known across the country and the diaspora as Father Lee, passed away Sunday after being ill for some time. Father Lee was a beloved cultural figure and a staple of the Belizean music industry. As the visionary founder and boss of the Heights of Vibe studio and reggae collective, he dedicated decades of his life to producing music, fostering local creativity, and giving young, up-and-coming Belizean artists a platform to reach global stages. Beyond his business acumen as a producer, Father Lee was celebrated for his infectious humor, positive energy, and a larger-than-life personality that touched the hearts of countless Belizeans. Following the news of his passing, Belizean reggae and dancehall recording artist, songwriter, and producer Mark Johnson, known professionally as Dan Marcus, posted a tribute on social media to Father Lee. He wrote, quote, "You embodied the role of a father figure in my life. Your guidance significantly contributed to the individual I am today, and you served as a commendable example for the youth in our community. I feel compelled to inform the world about the profound impact you've had on my life and the lives of numerous young individuals in our community. You established the first studio in our neighborhood, providing us with opportunities and access to resources. Your support enabled me to pursue my aspirations," end quote. From Positive Vibes to Coconut Boy, Continental Cat, and TR Shine, many Belizean artists recollect getting the opportunity to launch their music career under Father Lee's tutelage. They recall him using his last dime to promote their music and development. Nella Player described him as foundational to the music industry in Belize. He wrote, quote, Lee gave a lot of us our first start in music, from putting us on shows, recording songs, and ushering us into the budding music industry. His friendship with Evan Mose Hyde, and by extension Creme Radio and Amandala, brought forth a new opportunity for all of us to be on the radio and have our music played and be featured in the newspaper. We met Urson Picard, popular Creme personality. The Amandala community became our home away from home. As his name states, Father Lee was like a father to many of us, end quote. Moses Shine Barrow also posted on social media about Father Lee's impact on music in Belize. Barrow wrote, quote, You helped so many youths in music and life. I remember when I first returned to Belize in 2009, you were one of the first people I connected with, and tears came to your eyes when describing your vision for developing the music industry in Belize. You were a father to the Belize music industry, doing your best to foster the burgeoning talents that will come to Heights of Vibes Studios, end quote. And the Belmopan community, the tennis fraternity, and the nation at large are mourning the loss of John Owen Anthony Longsworth, remembered for his long-standing commitment to public service and his defining role in shaping the sport of tennis in Belize. He passed away peacefully Sunday morning at his home in Belmopan after a period of illness. He was 91. Longsworth was a Belmopan institution. As a foundational member of the Belize Tennis Association and the Belmopan Tennis Club, he dedicated decades to nurturing the sport and mentoring young players. Long before he became a coach, he was a champion himself, winning the 1968 National Open Junior title. His influence extended far beyond the court, and he was equally respected for his distinguished career in the Belize public service. He began as a junior clerk in 1954 in the then British Honduras Colonial Service Civil Service, and rose through the ranks to serve as a district officer, an administrative role that required magisterial authority. He retired in February 1990, having served almost a decade as a permanent secretary, including during the early years of independence. The senior post was later restructured into the politically appointed CEO position under the Syed Musa administration in 1999. In recognition of his contributions to governance and national development, Longsworth was awarded the Ordinary Officer of the Civil Division of the Most Excellent Order of the British Empire, OBE, for his contribution to public service in 2018. He assisted a cabinet subcommittee in the amendment of the financial orders and played supporting roles in the drafting of various pieces of legislation. After his retirement, Longsworth became a familiar figure across Belmopan, riding his bicycle daily as he visited government offices and businesses, making countless friends along the way. Many recall him not only as a tennis coach, but also as a life coach, always ready with advice, a story, or a joke. He was a natural storyteller, a sharp observer of people, and a brilliant mind described by some as a walking encyclopedia, who freely shared his wisdom. His presence, humor, and generosity of spirit made him a beloved fixture in the capital, and his passing leaves a noticeable void in the community he helped shape. Longsworth leaves behind his wife, Violetta, daughter, Michelle, three grandchildren, other relatives, and friends. And that's the end of this morning news brief. Immediately following WB this morning, you could listen to Creme Radio Mornings too and get more news, and then you could also listen to the full news package on Creme Radio at 12:30, and then at 3 o'clock there's a news brief, and then at 5:30 there's a full news package. Here at XTV at 6 o'clock there'll be a full news package. Stay tuned, we're going to take a short break, come back and open up the phone line.
Informative, accurate, current information. Crem's newscast. Local, regional, and international news. Weather and sports.
At Atlantic Bank, your convenience is our priority. Our contact center is designed to enhance your banking experience. With a wide range of customer service options, you save time and effort. You can easily call in to block or unblock your debit and credit cards, perform account inquiries, and access detailed card information. Whether you need assistance with online banking, merchant support, or general inquiries, our team is ready to help. For added convenience, if all operators are busy, you can leave your number and an operator will return your call as soon as possible to ensure you receive the support you need. Depending on your transaction type, we may need to verify your identity through a set of security questions. And remember, Atlantic Bank will never request your username or password for Atlantic Online via phone call, text, or email, ensuring your personal information remains safe and secure. Our support team is available Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. in both English and Spanish. Simply dial 223-1212. This is a dedicated line for our contact center. Atlantic Bank is committed to providing you with exceptional service and the tools you need to manage your finances conveniently and securely. Take full advantage of our easy-to-use contact center services today.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
The biggest football event in the world is finally here, and Smart is giving you the chance to play and win. Before every match starts, predict who will win. The more predictions you make, the more chances you have to win. Get 1 point towards your total when you guess the winning team. Predict the exact score and earn up to 4 points. The top scorer at the conclusion of the World Cup wins the grand prize of $2,500 in cash. That's not all. Players get a chance to win weekly prizes. Plus, our quarter-final winner gets a watch party package. Play directly in the Smart app for just 50 cents per entry. Prediction starts June 1st to July 18, 2026. Don't just watch the World Cup. Play along and win with Smart. Smart, bringing people together.
Morning Vibes for this Monday morning. Can you believe it's the 22nd of June already? In the month of June, the year just to go. It's the community time. The phone number is 280-5848. And to make life much easier for the people in behind this desk. When I call on, because talk about absolutely anything one I want to talk about. We go to break at 7:30 when we have the 2 cent scam break. It's with heavy hearts from the community at home and abroad that we are mourning the life of Father Lee, as he was affectionately known, well-known producer, co-founder of Heights of Vibe Studio. Most of us never know that he was sick. And so his death was a shock to many people. Feel free for calling 280-5848. I didn't know him personally, and so I really can't speak on a relationship with him because I didn't know him. I know him in passing. I would see him on the yard. Him and Mose were very, very close. And from reading the news item this morning, he had a meaningful impact. I don't know about Father Lee's life. I don't know if he grew up with his father. I don't know what would have inspired him to be the human being that he was, to fill the void for especially black youths, Southside Belize City, talented. I've been to the Heights of Vibe studio a number of times, working with TR Shine, and so I encourage Belizeans for calling 280-5848 and share your memory of Father Lee, how you knew him, what you want to carry with you now that he has transitioned to the spirit world. Condolences to his immediate family, his extended family, the wider Belizean community from behind the zinc. When we lose people so young, so unexpectedly, regardless of how we lose people, it hurts. But if they want elder where you know live majority of life, especially if they live their life the way they want to live it, when they transition, my observation in life, people find it, they could bear it easier as opposed to when they want a younger person and they die unexpectedly. It's hard. It's hard, and death is not something we have a lot of public conversation about, and for a number of people it's something that people fear, because I would find, like most things in life, if in your formative years death is not, or it could be another tough conversation, it could be a dysfunctional family. You don't have those hard conversations in the homes or the families who raised you or in the communities who raised you, that we don't have. And I would think oftentimes because the people who raised we and the people who raised they never have it forgive them, and so they never have it. So they say every generation should be better than the generation before. And so this generation, more so than former generations, you hear, well, at least on social media, you see quite a bit of talk about healing, about emotional intelligence, about generational trauma, about separation from loved ones. It could be death, it could be people relocate, it could be that people outgrow each other or people fall out of love or friendship, and sometimes no conversation and have, and then just move on. And so it's important that we have conversations, tough conversations, especially about death. It's a part of life. People born and then they transition. That's full circle. And so the sooner we start thinking about it, researching about it, talking to other people about it, I find that to be one big part of my adult life, is that you were raised with certain values, whether it was spoken, but from observation you could see it's being lived. And then you might start asking yourself questions about whatever that value is like, this not, you might never utter it out loud, but as a child coming up, you think to yourself, but this doesn't seem right. Something just seem wrong about this. Like, how they could just beat me up and tell me say they love me? Like, I know that just because they're bigger than me make them they beat me up, because I don't say that they go wrong just to beat up people. Thoughts that I had as a child when they beat me because they said they disciplined me. And at school and at home, I resented it. I always did. I knew that never right. I might never have all the knowledge and the language, but I know in my being that not right, regardless of what I say. And then, you know, as I develop and grow and seek out other ways of what discipline means to people from different cultures and how they process it. And, you know, as you grow, your position might change in some things, similarly to death. And so the number of conversation we have publicly, and also depends on the relationship you have with the person who transitioned. If there's somebody close to you, I don't know, had a really healthy or acceptable relationship, you may grieve or mourn differently. If there's somebody, whether a blood relative but they never have good relations, you may grieve or mourn differently. But I don't find that there's a space where we could have these conversations, especially for the brothers. Sisters, my experience is that we are more, some of us, open to expressing our emotions, and culturally we're raised that way. When we're raising men children, they're told, you know, not for cry. Even though you're beating and getting a reason for cry, stop cry, and then call names if they express their emotions. And then when we have relations with them, intimate or platonic or within a professional environment, and those males not express feelings or lack the emotional skills to communicate, then we want to know why they stay on as an adult, because as a child we encourage them for no express feelings. So some of the things that we were raised to do, I mean, if we reflect back on our life, we could say, you know what, that never a good practice. That never good. Like, I want the difference. So one of the things similar to death that I find to be such a contradiction in our community, especially when it comes to, I mean, it may happen to people from other, with other identities, but I could say specifically when it comes to black young women and black young men, because they at times they will be young parents, and then, you know, they get such a stigma and people talk about them. But from the children they born, and they give them baby dolls. If you from the children they born, you to give them one baby doll, what you to teach them? For be a mother. So then when they become mothers at a young age, what a surprise. You never give them books, or you never give them one shovel, or whatever it was that you gave them in their formative years has an impact on their mind as their mind grow and evolve, as they develop. So I really feel that we need to be still sometimes and ask ourselves in all honesty, if the way the people are raised, they did what they knew how to do, we could think for ourselves and say this was really what they gave us was the best, and if it wasn't, you could tweak it, dash it away, start with something new. But to be able to be honest in your critique and praise, because they're not like lone bad thing they do, or things that are never beneficial to our development long term. They also did things that were positive. The phone number is 280-5848. So I would ask that you call, and you could talk about anything you want. Anything you want, you could talk about it. And so I'm thinking about death and the separation of death. And I grew up in the 70s. And I don't think that one thing now. But I mean, I think then, to my memory, at least in the communities where I live, and I grew up in my formative years past Cemetery Lane. At the time, they had a burying ground in front of a wee house, and they had a fire station across the street. And I come and say Bird's Isle. I hear the music from Bird's Isle. And so I very much grew up in a beautiful community between Cemetery Lane, Racecourse Street, Wagner's Lane, because we went to kindergarten on Wagner's Lane, Miss Hall Preschool. Very much a tight-knit community. And Morning, thanks for call. Talk to me.
Hi. Good morning, sister.
Morning, brother. Tell me. First off, I want to tell you thanks for call. Thanks. Talk to me.
You're welcome. Analyzing Sister YaYa, the destruction caused on our black people's mind through slavery. It is extremely, extremely heartening. You know, many nations was enslaved, but they maintained certain level of their consciousness in as far as their culture is concerned, meaning their way of life, their names, their language, their religion. So they had something to, what we would say, bank on to free themselves. The slavery that our ancestors been through and what we are experiencing today is so bad. You imagine erasing a people's think or thought pattern, name, religion, culture, that you are literally assimilating your slave master in a black skin. That is the destruction that have behat us as a people. And today the reaction that our people is going through, it is because of slavery. Hence the reason a lot of us as African conscious people, revolutionaries, we are even asking to learn a new language, learn Swahili or Igbo or Fulani, so your thought pattern could change. Most of us, we have either European names, whether Spanish or French or English, etc., etc. And this is the destruction that our people is battling with, because we are thinking with somebody else's mind. We are thinking in a European-centric way of, you're thinking in Spanish, you're thinking in English, but you're an African. And worse, when you go to church or when you even go to school, they show you a painting with a Caucasian, blue eyes, blonde hair, and pale skin, and this is Jesus. And this Jesus is three God of one. Do you imagine the psychological effect that have on our people? So yourself, myself, and others that is fighting this good fight, we have to agitate for our people. We have to help them. We have to look for as much literature and information possible to eradicate this whole European-centric thought pattern out of their mind, because this is the destruction, the continual destruction for our people. So even if they got to think in Garifuna, or in Swahili, as I mentioned before, or Igbo, or Fulani, or Bantu, or Yoruba, something to get this whole thinking pattern out of our people's mind. And lastly, reparation must come by whatever means. Trillions and trillions and trillions, Sister YaYa, of diamonds, gold, of uranium, of other precious minerals, ruby, sapphire, that have been robbed out of Africa. We want our treasures back, even if it had to bankrupt Europe or the US or even Asia, who have participated in the destruction of the African civilization. And the knowledge that they took away from Kemet and the artifacts that they took away from Kemet, we want those things back because it is our legacy. It is our culture. It is our ancestors' development over millennia, thousands of years. And this is going to be the healing process to bring our people back. Because one of the worst things to do to a people is to rob them from their identity, rob them from their cultural values, and rob them from their treasures. People do not want to talk about it, but finance is a balance, is a protection, is a shield. Back in the day in Africa, we bartered. We bartered gold, we bartered silver, we bartered diamonds, we bartered salt, fruits, vegetables, meats, etc., etc. But we had a balance because we were stable financially. And today the destruction that is happening to our people here in Belize and throughout the diaspora is because they robbed our people from everything. And nowadays in the churches, they just want you to pray to this Jesus, but they don't want you to talk about your riches. And we need our riches back. Europe and the US and Canada and Australia and New Zealand, they could live lavishly today because they have our riches. We want those riches back.
Brother Dawood.
Yes, sister.
Respect to all that you're sharing, and my one of the questions I want to ask you, because organized religion is very much a part of the enslavement of people, and oftentimes, and rightly so, Christianity is held accountable. Islam is also an organized religion, and we oftentimes think about the Islam-Muslim enslavement of African people longer than the European enslavement of African people. But because we don't know our stories globally to have meaningful conversations, then the story not full. So oftentimes Islam really gets on pass to be held accountable as an organized religion, as opposed to Christianity, who get the beating we then deserve. But I have to say this morning that we have to hold Islam accountable as well.
Well, sister, hello?
Yes, I'm listening.
I am not discrediting what you are saying because you could play back some of the tracks when I make my thought be known universally on your medium, that the Arabs played and are still playing a major role in the destruction of the African civilization. You know, the transatlantic slave trade, yes, it destroyed Africa. But the Indian Ocean slave trade was worse too, because a lot of our people that was taken away from Central and East Africa and went into, which is now called the Middle East, they suffered thousands of miles being marched over the Sahara Desert down to the Red Sea, transported across into Arabia. And the big question today is, what happened to our ancestors that went into Arabia and went into Persia and went into Asia? You don't find any descendants from the thousands and thousands of other people that was taken across into Arabia. Compared to in the Western world, well, of course, we are the descendants of our ancestors from the Atlantic slave trade. And it was so bad in the East there that they physically castrated a lot of the males so they could not procreate. And hence the generation was automatically cut off. And then our female sisters, of course, they raped them and pretty much created a new race, as per se, from them. So the African trait was lost. So that in itself was a genocide. Not talking about, again, the riches that was taken away from Africa through that side of the continent. So yes, they must be part of the people to repay us back to.
So when we're looking at organized religion, so let's say we look at Christianity and Islam. Neither of them are indigenous to the original African people. Original African people had their own understanding of the Creator and the world, which is very different and years ahead of Christianity and Islam. Years, thousands of years. And so what I would encourage people to do is, which what I said earlier, I know like some people feel like I get lashed in and I turn out to be good, is not just to accept the storyline that you've been told or given or what you heard. Do the research. Talk, feel comfortable having the tough conversations. Whatever happened after you die, that between you and the Creator, if you even believe there is one or accept that there is one. But it's okay to have the conversation and that you could have a conversation without somebody feel like you to try convince them that, oh, I believe that the right thing or the only thing. People have a right to choose what they want to accept. But let's have conversations that are reasonable. Let's listen to one another, especially when we don't agree. And I really value you calling in and having this conversation because people learn from repetition. We have to have more other conversations and hope that, I don't think a lot of young people listen to talk shows. What do you think, brother?
Yes, no, they do. I was surprised, sister. They do. I've had a lot of them come up to me and say, Brother Dawood, man, I heard you this morning. And it was very entertaining and enlightening. So they are listening. They are listening. So we got to keep up doing what we are doing. And even if we get 5 or 6 of them out of the 100, you know, it's going to go a long way for us. And I know other people want to call in, but yes, the Europeans, the Americans and the Arabs and the Jews, we're not going to take them off the hook too, because they participated along with the Pope to sell us into slavery. They got to pay us back. So yeah, the big Jews and the Arabs, they was with the Vatican when they were selling us. They kept numbers. That's why they could trace, even though we have Spanish and English names, they could trace us right back to the tribe where we came out of Africa. They can. And all of those knowledge that is hidden in the Vatican, we want those to be disclosed to the world. The Vatican has to open up. They have under the Basilica in Rome all of the knowledge of the world that our ancestors have developed over millions of years, and even our native people in this part of the world. The Vatican have it, and they have to disclose it. We're going to call on the world, on the United Nations, to force the Pope's hand to disclose those knowledge that they have under lock and key, hid from the world.
Brother Dawood,
yes,
now that you said that, I was just made aware this past week. There's a sister named Dr. Audra Dipti. She may be on Sunday Review sometime soon. And she I read the article from, so I never know. They have this policy where the British had, I think because of what you just said about knowledge that is locked away that we don't know about. By saying that 2011, the world learned of the secret British policy called Operation Legacy, what they implement in the 50s, and the goal of the policy that may remove incriminating documents from former colonies in the months before each one of them become politically independent. Just to set you that we know about that one there, or some we know about the one we just don't talk about at the Vatican basement. And now I just found out about this one here, so Operation Legacy, where the British they intentionally destroyed and hide documents where they incriminate the British on the verge of so-called political independence for a lot of them colonies, let's say in the Caribbean and on the continent of Africa, because they don't want no evidence to show how they violate and wrong people.
Exactly. So the Freedom of Information Act, we want them to disclose it so the world could know what they are hiding away from the world. We want it to be disclosed. And lastly, Sister YaYa, I want to congratulate you this morning with your crown. I pray that other sisters, we cannot tell them how to wear their crown, but if they could eliminate that chemical, because as you know, research have shown that the chemical is causing a lot of cancer through the pores. So if they could, you know, use their crown like you, sister.
But that would, the way I just don't say, if when black children are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then they give them white dolls with blonde hair and blue eyes and straight hair. Where think they tell the children, then, Brother Dawood?
Yes, that the black skin is inferior. So psychologically, from a toddler, it is affecting their psyche. So give them a little black doll, give them with the natty hair and show them that natty hair is love, you know, it's appreciated, so they could appreciate self. So I am down with you, sister. Again, Sister YaYa, appreciate the time. Assalamu alaikum.
Well, I'm glad you called and talk long so I could shut up. Thanks for the reasoning, brother. Have a good day. Okay, bless you too. The phone number at 280-5848, 280-5848. So before Brother Dawood called, I'm going to talk about the way we were raised and the values we were instilled, that were instilled in us, whether because they say it verbatim, like the 10 Commandments, or because of what you see people do every day. You need to see one number away, see with parents, sit and hear with the adults wrong with tell lie consistently. Then they want to beat you up and punish you physically and do all kind of things to you when you lie. When you sit and lie regularly in the house, they want, for a lot of young people these days, they want to talk about, you talk to me disrespectful. When the adults, they talk to everybody disrespectful every single day, all day, like the hypocrisies. The children in the choke on the hypocrisy. Morning, thanks for calling WB. Talk to me. Greetings, brother. How the morning?
By the grace of the Most High, going forward, wake up to a beautiful day.
Good, thanks.
Like warm and a little in between. It's kind of fresh air. At the same time, the warmth start to pick up. But when I say the Most High, I want to follow the ancient trait of our ancestors. When I say the Most High, I'm referring to what, as we mentioned with the Arab, the color before me, our ancestors didn't bow to no Christ. They didn't bow to no Pope. Our ancestors, Yoruba, Barashango, you know, and the tribes, the different tribes out on the continent, Fulani, Ashanti, Yorubas, Benda, Soto, Kontonkoli, Dogombas, all those different tribes that they had our own ancestor gods. And I understand the reason why in IT, people say Haiti. I don't like that word. IT is the name because it was given by the original inhabitants of those lands. It was called Taínos. So those people, they fight them. From 1804, they've been through the struggle, fighting European powers that want to destroy them. But the reason why I was understanding They cannot destroy them no matter what they do to them. Maybe material, yes, destroy the homes, everything, but they cannot destroy the spirit and the power. It's because they still hold on to the ancient gods. They're not bottom to no Christianity or any European teachings, no religious European teaching. They continue with the Yoruba, which the European call obia or witchcraft, or etc. Of course it's witchcraft for them because it didn't work for them. It couldn't convert the people. Dos Salini, as Alberto, fought the Spaniards, fought the French twice. Dos Salini defeated them because of the power and the ancestral god, which is Barashangu. And you have others like Ogu and many others. We could more trace it from who is still strong in that too is the country of Cuba. In Havana, Cuba, you have Garabalis, those are all African tribes. Araras, all of those are African. In Cuba, Brazil, and Colombia, and Cartagena, they still keep that ancient religion, and that's why they're trying to care. They go through the worst poverty, still they survive because they don't turn themselves into European beliefs. No, I hear you mention more than one time that the Islam had been slave people. But in my readings that I read at least for the past 40 years, it was the Arabs, but not the Muslims. The Arabs before Islam, before Muhammad. Right? Before Muhammad was like paganism as in everywhere. And they had all kind of people, but mostly black Africans in slavery. And in the history I read is that Prophet Muhammad was told, just like the other prophets, by an angel, that God sent the angel to talk to him, and that's what they call Quran, revelation. And he was taught, the main thing he was taught is, abolish slavery. You're not supposed to have no slaves. That's to say, your Lord God sent me to tell you, you have to come out your own people, which was his tribe in Arabia, in Mecca, the Quraysh. That was the name of his tribe. You have to broke this barrier because he don't want slavery, and so then he had to fight against his own pride, his own people, his own family, because when he started to preach it to them against slavery and against taxation and all this oppression that we would live in the West, they turned against him. They offer him a lot of wealth. If you leave that, we give you wealth, and then you don't forget about that teaching. But he didn't want to do that. He continued. Then he went away because he was persecuted by his own people, according to the history I read. Persecuted because he wanted to stop slavery, and the first companion of him, the first person who followed him, was the first free black slave known as Bilal. Because he teach them, no, these people is just like us. We don't need to. There's no reason why should we keep him under us, enslave them and put him to work. So he do what they call Higuera, which means he went away, escaping from his own people that wanted to kill him, but he survived. So the point I want to make, enslavement was during the time of before Islam. That's why I read many times in Quran and many other literatures. The Muslim abolished slavery.
The point I was making, brother, the point I was making is Islam and Christianity is not indigenous to the original African people. Like you said, there are a number of African spiritual ways of being. So people have a right to choose, but those worldview are not of indigenous African people. And when people don't know that, they're thinking probably because it's from the continent of Africa or this is the only thing that's available. Schools and families have a duty to teach our children about world religion, world views, not a single one because you want that person to choose that one. When you teach them all that you know, for them to learn and not to influence and control them, then people have a right to develop. If someone has done the research and then you choose, like I choose Islam, good, you did the research and that's what you chose. But I think people should be given world knowledge.
One of the reasons why I choose Islam is because from a kid, I have, you could say, I could call an awake mind. And I didn't want to be submitting myself to no pope, to no a Roman Catholic priest. I don't believe in no saints. I do not believe, in the Roman Catholic, you have so many saints, a whole bunch of virgins, a whole bunch of, I don't believe in none of those. So when I met the Islamic brothers and they tell me about there's only one God, I say, well, that's what the Bible tells you too. There's only one God. And in Exodus, it tells you should not bow down to no one except to the Most High. That's why I agree to give away my growing Roman Catholic with my mom and so. I give it up because I can't be kissing no father's hand and so. And if one of these days you get a chance to hold a book called The Crimes of the Pope, right there you're going to find a lot of stuff that the popes have been doing for almost over 500 or more years. The crimes that they did, mostly molesting children.
I will have to go. I will have to go directly, brother. But for me personally,
I'll wrap it up with that.
Yes.
I have one last question for you.
Yes.
I hope you don't take it as an offense. So I was curious to ask you, when hurricane season, do you go to a shelter or you already have your category 5 home?
I don't have an adequate home. So the home that I own, even when it rain hard, it flood out. I have to bail out bucket of water out of my house, but I me choose to live so. I have one sister. We have one adequate home where I hosted from 2017, the Vista Del Mar. So I live in my sister's home, and it's an adequate home up to a certain extent because they're close to the water. We hear one hurricane come and people are Vista, but they're in a roof. So I don't know. I don't have no false sense of security. It's a more structured home to live in than a home that I own. But that me never prioritize owning an adequate home while I own an inadequate home.
I hear you mention you grew up Cemetery Lane.
Cemetery Lane, yes. That's where my formative years, yes.
Cemetery Lane, that's right across where I used to live. I used to live in the street behind the Adventist church. It's called Dickinson Street.
Oh, yes, I know it.
And when hurricane season, all we used to do, just lock up ourselves in there and had enough food, and we watch the water running through the alley, go back and forth through the alley, but we was always in the house, right on Dickinson Street. Okay, sister.
Okay, thanks for the reasoning, brother.
Until one love.
All right, one love. Thanks for the call. 2 cents calm time. It's been brought to us by Fort Point Security. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
You're watching WUB and this is XTV. And state of emergency, there are important thing. Make we find out the people in 2 cents in this community and see how they feel about it.
You know, affect me, kind of into that.
All right.
I don't into the streets, I do stuff and home to work, so.
So that your 2 cents?
Yep.
All right. Good.
That really affect me, man.
Huh?
That really affect me, man.
So that your 2 cents?
Yeah, that man 2 cents, that big 8 there.
All right, see. Just state of emergency don't do nothing for you.
Nothing for me, I don't come back now. Hustle, I never get in trouble.
All right.
All right. Affect me or affect me, all right.
All right.
I know about that.
Now your 2 cents.
All right.
All right, later.
It not really affect me state of emergency because I have to work to home, and once I reach in the hours there, I'm not coming out back. That's my 2 cents.
At Habet and Brothers Habet, celebrate your super handy dad with gifts he'll actually use and enjoy super savings all June. Like 15% off all power tools and Stanley hand tools, 20% off Vento PVC windows, 20% off Ascot porcelain tiles and 30% off Piso Forte ceramic tiles, and 40% off Sunlight windows and doors. Plus, stop in at Brothers Habet every Saturday for our veranda clearance blowout. And for every $50 you spend, get a chance to win a power tool every Saturday. Visit Habet and Brothers Habet today and give Dad something worthy of his super handiness. Happy Father's Day to all super handy dads.
As a small business, I started to attend pop-up shops like many other businesses, and we found that our customers wanted to pay by card and not cash. I went to Atlantic Bank, and immediately, without a problem, it's like, yes, you can have a POS system. That POS system we now use in-house, and we can also take it countrywide wherever we are. They were willing to take the time, they were willing to be patient with us as we grew our business, and that for us, that meant the world.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
This is the general. They just coming again. Yeah, yeah. They just won. They just yo. Hey, take it low, 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 take it low. Then you wine right there, take your time right there. You're doing fine right there. You blow my mind right there. Take it low, 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 take it low. Hey, Babina Hanuma, Babina Hanuma.
El evento de fútbol más grande del mundo por fin llegó y Smart te invita a vivir toda la emoción del mundial. Antes de que empiece cada partido, predice quién se lleva la victoria. Entre más predicciones hagas, más oportunidades acumulas. Suma un punto cuando le aciertes al equipo ganador y si le atinas al marcador exacto, obtienes hasta 4 puntos. La persona con más puntos al terminar el mundial se lleva $2,500 en efectivo. Y eso no es todo. También habrá premios semanales durante toda la competencia. Además, el líder de los cuartos de final se lleva un paquete completo para armar su Watch Party. Participa directamente desde la app de Smart por solo 50 centavos por participación. Las predicciones estarán disponibles del 1 de junio al 18 de julio del 2026. No solo veas el mundial, vívelo con Smart. Smart, bring people together.
We have 15 communities today present, which comprises of the Cayo, Stancrick and Toledo districts. We have water boards and village councils. The village councils are receiving maintenance equipment in the name of riding mower or weed eaters. Simultaneously, we are distributing water meters for expansion purposes, and also what that does, it helps water boards to become self-sustainable through proper water management, increase of revenue, and then they would be able to make investment back in their respective communities. Also, we have culverts, pipes, fittings for expansion purposes, and water meters.
These resources are more than just equipment. They represent a commitment to rural development, community pride, and the continued partnership between government and local authorities.
This is about service to our people.
Rural communities must also benefit.
Most of you that are here, if not everyone, has voluntary services to assist us to complement that humanitarian assistance that we are giving to our people. And without your help, we won't be able to do much.
We want to build capacity. We want to build sustainability in your communities. That's important. We will help those who want to help themselves.
Look here, your kitchen light there and you been in the kitchen. But I'm going back in there right now. And the coffee maker? Just to try keep my coffee warm for later. What you do now? I'll try to think about what to eat. You know the more you open or close the fridge, it takes longer for the food cool. For a hot day like today, it burns more energy. You charge your phone right now? No. Plug it out then. You really only wash 2 Lee socks and 1 Lee shirt? You don't know what small load burn the same amount of electricity as large loads? But this is my favorite shirt. You have to be more energy efficient. Use large loads. This AC, the blow hard. You know, if you keep the temperature at 25 degrees Celsius or higher, you burn less energy and you also keep the place cool. And for a nice day like today, turn off the AC, open up the house and make some fresh breeze come in. You know what? I think I get it now. As consumers, we need to be more energy efficient and practice energy conservation.
Money travels fast, so make sure you check it before you spend it. Here are 4 easy ways to know your money is real. Look, feel, tilt, and check. Look closely at your note by holding it to the light to see the watermark and the note value. Notice how the see-through image completes itself perfectly. Feel for authenticity. Run your fingers over the raised portrait and the bars on the edges. 1 bar for the $2 and up to 6 bars for the $100. Tilt the note to see the hidden value appear. Look for the moving images on the security thread and holographic shimmer on higher denominations. Check closely. Use UV light or a magnifying glass to find hidden images and microtext. Remember, handling counterfeit money is illegal. If you spot a fake, report it to the police immediately. Look, feel, tilt, and check. Know your money. Check it before you spend it. A message from the Central Bank of Belize.
Catu's Trucking is the one place that can handle all your concrete mix needs. 50-pound sandbags, white sand, sand and gravel, river sand, black dirt, clay and landfill, washed white sand, concrete mix and limestone. We also do land clearing, road construction, and excavation. For all your building and home projects, visit us at mile 14 on the Philip Golson Highway. Call or WhatsApp at 673-1118, 671-9199, or 661-5863. We're open Mondays to Saturdays. Our prices are so good you can't get a better deal anywhere. Catu's Trucking, where we do things right.
Benny's is kicking off Father's Day with popping deals for dad in the month of June. Visit a Benny's near you and get store-wide discounts on selected items such as Milwaukee and Axie power tools, Charbroil barbecue grills, car care products, Karcher pressure washers, and much, much more. Make dad happy with popping deals for dad in June only at Benny's.
Benny's, Benny's, oh, Benny's, 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 Benny's.
You're up against some tough challenges, but not all heavy-duty lubricants can handle the pressure. Until now, introducing Ridgeline Lubricants, a homegrown solution engineered right here to solve the hurdles you face every day. Backed by experts who understand the ups and downs of where you're operating and what's at stake. Specially formulated to protect your equipment so you can push past grueling hours, heavy loads, and harsh conditions to reach for greater productivity. Ridgeline Lubricants. Long live your equipment.
Northeast Morning Vibes. The phone number at 280-5848. I want to play a voice note where Perry Sticks sent because I asked people for sharing thoughts by Father Lee. And this is what he said.
Yeah. And I have no credit that I want to call in and pay my respect to Father Lee. And if you know Father Lee working back at the zinc fence as a security guard. And then when I open up the original Baby Zinc on Partridge Street, Father Lee, TR, and enough of the artists used to be regular visitors to the yard. Understand me? We open up one shop right on the corner of Partridge Street, right on the Rogers family yard where our restaurant was there. And me and Father Lee used to sell clothes, perfume, and different knickknacks, electronics and things. Used to sell used vehicle. When I moved down the street here, on Vernon Street, and I fix up my house and thing, I talk with Father Lee and tell Lee like, yo, I want to boss on a studio, man, because like, nothing really to go on Heights of Vibe. Only TR they back there right now. Then Young C, for his studio, you understand me, determined to hustle. Then me depend like my Lee go slow. And I just want to make my artists stay active, and Father Lee was very encouraging, like, yo, Sticks, this is what you need, this is what you have to get, I want to help you set up, you understand me? And Father Lee and Big Tom was very instrumental in me getting one studio to this yard, yeah.
Caller hold,
and that Virgin used to come to this yard, yeah. We used to break bread together. We used to bunker down in the house together, vibe and reason.
Good morning, we have someone on right now. Please hold or call back.
Virgin there, yo. Virgin be very instrumental in the Belizean music world. Very instrumental. Very, very instrumental.
Yes, brother. Go ahead, brother. Yes, you could go ahead. The international man of mischief.
Manning.
Manning, tell me.
Man, it was a pleasant surprise. I love the feedback. I know that I can't do nothing out of the way because everybody else said that's a local, that's an international man right there. I hear. You know, YaYa, you were talking earlier about, morals, so? Hello?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things we have noticed, YaYa, we have lost our morals. We have different morals. Like, for example, growing up in my mother's time, I couldn't carry home nothing when my mother would buy for me. I carry that thing. Where you get it? Oh, let's go carry that back where you get that from. You know? And it has changed because we never really carry home motorcycles and laptops and cell phones and cars. We really carry home maybe pencil and quality toy or something. It wasn't, you know? But we have lost, maybe we don't lost it completely, but the priorities and some of the things have changed.
But brother, make I ask you, from when you made a raise up till now, right?
Yeah.
When then children, because when I'm in the group here, one generation Ghana States and granny raised their children and granny can't keep up with their children from the 70s. From then till now, then children will never have the guidance. Grow up to be adults without principles. And then they have children and for their parents never got principles. So we could see why we end up where we end up, brother. And then they see the hypocrisy. Even the one where they go to church, the priest and the minister and dirty, the young people see the hypocrisy. So what they want, they're not to pretend, then they be open with their dirtiness. People been dirty, just that they hide it, but now they don't hide it no more.
Yeah. I can't say the same for me because my grandmother and my mother, they didn't go away. They were here. You see?
Mm-hmm.
And my grandmother still don't let off of me yet. I mean, I'm 51 years old. But when my grandmother says, look, no, I don't care who that if I the old show where my grandmother come and say, look, go home. That's it, I'm going home.
Big as you big
so,
right now, brother?
my grandmother is the boss. That's the boss.
You know-
If she says
you know-
you're not going to do it, you're not going to do it.
You know that one of
That's
the
right.
things somebody tell me after they listen to you Friday, what I never think about till the person say it. The person said after they listen to you on how good of a storyteller you are, what stood out for them was that you always had family support. Always.
Oh, I do. My grandmother, I might not be with every family member, but my grandmother is one of the main anchors, like, what kept me grounded. And nothing a lot of time I wouldn't want it to do stuff, Yeah. I remember once I was attacked and beat up, and my grandmother said, "You're not going to do nothing about it. That's it. Walk away." And honestly, that's it. She said, "You're not going to do," and I had to do what she said.
How old you
And
then?
I wanted to. Huh?
How old you when she tell you that?
I was 33 years old.
But I want to know, what make you still, cause you don't have to listen to her. You grown. What make you still listen to her? Because a lot of people tell them things and they not listen to them and do what they want. Why you still listen to your granny as adult as you are?
Because every time I don't listen to her, I have to go to the police station and tell me, I tell you so. So, I know, you see my grandmother? If you say I had to do something and she go and say, look, look, I stop it, you know why? Because she one man can say, yo, it's hard, man. You're bloody hard, I tell you.
Make I ask you
I
this.
don't like, yeah.
Make I ask you
I don't
this.
like people tell me. I like tell people I told you so. I hate people tell me I told you so.
Make I ask you this. Make I ask you this. I have to bring you back for part 2. When I bring you back, you could bring your granny?
I don't think my granny ever go for a show.
You know how I call.
No, my granny said I go and I watch the dialogue until she won't.
Okay.
No, my grandmother would never go on that show. Like
You may listen to you on Watch Your Friday?
I think so. But
Okay.
I want to tell you this, yeah. Not listening is one of our problems. You see me, yeah. If I going so way, and I'm going with people where I don't know, or I know 2 out of the crowd, I call my granny and say, "Granny, I go in here, and I go with YaYa, and I go with this one." You know why? Because a lot of we children today, they not tell with family, with parents, with brother, with sister, listen to me. I'm going so, but I go with so and so. So when we don't come back, you understand me? We got somebody we know immigrant with so and so, so start there. You see what I say?
And where you get that from?
I don't know. I don't know. You know, when we made grow up, yeah, my granny used to rail up when we were out late, like, or like, I couldn't come out of my yard at Pet Road, because I grew up at Pet Road. But I couldn't hang out on the street. I couldn't hang out on the fence. My granny put up one thing, because we just like sit out on the fence. My granny said, not in my yard. And I want to tell you this, yeah. While growing up on Pet Road, I grew up beside where like Sutherland had the rental, where they was rent vehicles, you know. And I want to tell you this, yeah. When I used to walk through Pet Road, after years later, that's when I was a kid. When I turned 15, 16, 17 or so, sometimes I'd walk by Walla Alley, a big stone board, piece of garbage. They just stole me with it, you know. They stole it, but when I got older, like in their 30s, and I stopped hanging out and talk with these guys, you know what it was? These guys said that I may think I'm better than them, and it wasn't that I thought I was better than them. It's just that I couldn't hang out. My grandmother would not allow me to congregate. Like, you know how, you go over there, you go over another one. Yeah, my granny said, no. That's a 9. Every minute somebody there. No. Now Sunday, I want to give only 2 hours, like for around 1 o'clock till about 3, you know. And then she hear her and tell her that I should go take a rest, man. I used to start that thing, yeah, when my granny said go rest. And you you not tired and see the telecom rest and you are run wrong and you understand me? So but listening, I want to tell you this, YaYa. Grown as it is. You know, I listen, I pay attention to my grandmother because she has always been there guiding me. You understand what I say? And like I tell you, whenever I don't listen to her, I will have to hear the I told you so, and trust me, it's not nice. Because I remember one of the worst time, my granny going to Hawaii, we going to Hawaii, but look, the listener get in trouble with police, and then, you're not going, you're not to change no quote there. Bloody is hard, and I couldn't go to Hawaii because I didn't listen. You understand me? My granny called me for Hawaii. Then I don't think we had what we call video that time. We couldn't video because it used to be at the house phone. So granny would call me. I never forget one time I won $700, $700 or $750. I win $10 bonito because of my granny. I tell granny, I say granny, I'm going to buy, and they give me $13 or 13 cents. And they say, boy, go buy this umma. They say, look, go buy this umma, and when you come back, I will call you back. So she called me back from Hawaii, I buy the number, and then when I wake up the next morning, I find out that I win. You understand me? But I want to tell you that listening, this how some of our children today, one of them problem is that they listen to younger kids or their peers, and by what time you simply listen to them, they don't know where they go on, you know? And that's how we cause a lot of the problems. And I will tell you this why I never said that day when I'm in the area. And I'll take heat for it because every time I say it, I take heat for it. A lot of the problems that we have today is blamed upon, I would blame on mothers. You want to know why? Because mothers are wired to love, to see the best, to see their little child, even if it's our tear up on the street. When they see that child, they see an angel with a halo fluttering in the air. You understand me? They will never see the body now because they are mothers. Their thing is to love and to say my child is the best. But you see, fathers, though, I want to go home and see my son that he gave at 5 boy. The first day, the second day, the third day, I was a boy. Yeah, where the boy? Now make us stay out there. This week hanging out there, I get to bring a problem. Because I know it here. The mama say, look, you're too strict. Oh, let the leave alone, man. They don't do nothing out there. One day somebody come shut the right at the gate. My wife for a ball and scream, get vexed with me because I tell you so. When you want to go cry? No, man, I tell you that we are happy. You understand me? So, if you look at it, a lot of times when these teenagers and these young men get gone down on the street, you don't want to see no pang on it because the family tell them a long time, y'all and the boy want to get no problem. But you see, they says that's a them belly pain. So they, you know, I remember vividly I went to Hattieville one day with my grandmother to visit somebody because it was my grandmother and the person's mother. They were both up in the air. This was like 8, 9 years ago, I would say. And I never forget that they had to search my grandmother just like how they search everybody else. Even though, God bless her soul, she would never ever dream to carry us near that prison. But we went there, I met, there was like 40 people there, YaYa. But there were only 3 men. 3 men. 3. And all the rest of the females. So I sat beside this man. And I talked to him, and his son was from Santa Elena, and he had just been charged for a murder. And the man said, well, he get charged there a month ago. He said, but so they want to be the first and the last time I call her. First or the last time I call my son. So I said, why? So because I want to ask my son one simple question. And based upon that question, I want to know if I have to come back or not come back. None at all. Because if my son try to carry me wrong walk, Mulberry Bush to tell me one cock and bull story, boy, well, that will be the last time he see me. But if my son tell me that, I'm going to be honest with you, I did it, this is what happened, I want to know that, okay, good. My son don't tell me the truth, and I know now that my son is guilty, and how to try to get him help. You understand me? Because I don't say I want to take out fire. Because if you do wrong, you got to punish for your wrong. You see what I say? You got to pay the piper. But you can't just do things, So you got some people who do and do, so they watch you and say, why they money they could do. But one day they will have to give a code. That reckoning will come. And unfortunately, when it comes, hello?
And the listener have to go directly cover that break time.
Yeah. When it comes, YaYa, you see some people go to court, they walk. Our street justice system doesn't punish you to 1 year or 2 years. The street justice system has one punishment. It's called death with extreme prejudice. It doesn't forgive. And the only sentence to one thing. The street justice sentence is death with extreme prejudice. And when I say extreme prejudice, I mean you stand over and put 2 more in the head because you want to make sure he is never coming back. It's unfortunate, but sometimes street justice better than the legal justice system. Because the legal justice system fails us. Street justice only fails the person who was sentenced and his family. It doesn't fail the wider society because when you look at the comments, the wider society most of the time happy. And then the comments are all about how glad they finally, you understand me? Anyway, so...
Before you go, I just want to make you know that now they have what they call the lower third. The lower third is when you now call one picture of you there at the bottom left of the XTV screen so people could see who that look calling more. That's the way you don't know. You're a regular caller, you're official now.
I can't get that trouble, I don't see.
You get your own self in that trouble. Thanks, brother Luke calling more. I'll get you back soon for part 2.
Yeah.
Thanks, brother. One love. Break time.
We have 15 communities today present, which comprises of the Cayo, Stan Creek and Toledo districts. We have water boards and village councils. The village councils are receiving maintenance equipment in the name of riding mower or weed eaters. Simultaneously, we are distributing water meters for expansion purposes, and also what that does, it helps water boards to become self-sustainable through proper water management, increase of revenue, and then they would be able to make investment back in their respective communities. Also, we have culverts, pipes, fittings for expansion purposes, and water meters.
These resources are more than just equipment. They represent a commitment to rural development, community pride, and the continued partnership between government and local authorities.
This is about service to our people.
Rural communities must also benefit.
Most of you that are here, if not everyone, has voluntary services to assist us to complement that humanitarian assistance that we are giving to our people. And without your help, we won't be able to do much.
We want to build capacity. We want to build sustainability in your communities. That's important. We will help those who want to help themselves.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
So do you think we got a deal?
No one should be up at this time. If you're still up, it's not you. It's your mattress. Because the right mattress changes everything. Sherwood Bedding Luxury Resort Pillow Top Mattress. Sleep better, wake better. Available at Design Depot. All in one place.
As a small business, I started to attend pop-up shops like many other businesses, and we found that our customers wanted to pay by card and not cash. I went to Atlantic Bank, and immediately, without a problem, it's like, yes, you can have a POS system. That POS system we now use in-house, and we can also take it countrywide wherever we are. They were willing to take the time. They were willing to be patient with us as we grew our business, and that, for us, that meant the world.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
At Habet and Brothers Habet, celebrate your super handy dad with gifts he'll actually use and enjoy super savings all June. Like 15% off all power tools and Stanley hand tools, 20% off Vento PVC windows, 20% off Ascot porcelain tiles and 30% off Piso Forte ceramic tiles, and 40% off Sunlight windows and doors. Plus, stop in at Brothers Habet every Saturday for our veranda clearance blowout. And for every $50 you spend, get a chance to win a power tool every Saturday. Visit Habet and Brothers Habet today and give Dad something worthy of his super handiness. Happy Father's Day to all super handy dads.
The biggest football event in the world is finally here, and Smart is giving you the chance to play and win. Before every match starts, predict who will win. The more predictions you make, the more chances you have to win. Get 1 point towards your total when you guess the winning team. Predict the exact score and earn up to 4 points. The top scorer at the conclusion of the World Cup wins the grand prize of $2,500 in cash. That's not all. Players get a chance to win weekly prizes. Plus, our quarter-final winner gets a watch party package. Play directly in the Smart app for just 50 cents per entry. Prediction starts June 1st to July 18, 2026. Don't just watch the World Cup. Play along and win with Smart. Smart, bringing people together.
Morning vibes for this morning, Monday, June 22nd, 2026. The phone number 280-5848. Feel free for calling and talk about whatever I want to talk about. Definitely have to say Big thanks to everybody who come out and support Creme Radio's second barbecue as a fundraiser for the radio station Friday. Again, another huge success. Thanks to Belizeans. Big thanks to Belizeans at home and in the diaspora. I get majority good reviews. Pan the beans, pan the tortilla, pan the chicken. Yes, people really enjoyed the food. Some people said the best barbecue they ever had. Big respect to my biological sister, known as Allison to Ono Chioma to me, and my brother La Roy. Coot! Big respect to the team what they have, because they're not only them to do it, they have one team of people. So yeah, Creme Radio definitely want to give big thanks to the community. And I would think that every month they will have fundraiser. I don't know till when. Whenever the next flyer come out, then we'll know what will be the date for the next barbecue. So big thanks again for the community support. I did get 25 plate of barbecue this time, so I never in my feelings like I was the last time. So big respect to the, and again, for these things happen, it take one team of people, and not just one person. It take one team of people. Then you know you have some people in a leadership. Tamia from Creme Radio, his sister head must have tight. Definitely she improved. Big respect to Tamia organizing and having to be accountable. So people getting their order, putting their order in and picking up their order. So big thanks to everybody who come out and support Creme Radio Barbecue Fundraiser last Friday. The time right now is 8:13. We're there until 9 o'clock. You know, oh my gosh. Me to say, Adia, 20 years. You know, whatever capacity back as Zinkas and grassroots journalists. I had to tell you, for me, Brother Luke Collymore Friday, I mean, heights, I guess. Heights, I guess. I mean, people can't stop talk about his authenticity, that they're glad they say I know, they could put one face to the voice. Like he said when he called just now, people know I know. The man talk real. I don't know if Brother Luke realized how much of society's weak points, systemic weak points, he touched on just talking about his life. Just the continuous failure, especially for dark-skinned Belizean black people. If you don't know a dark-skinned Belizean person, you don't know, you can't relate. So just sit down and hush up and listen. Hush up in your mind and listen. That based on how you look physically in this white supremacist, patriarchal, capitalist, imperial world where we live in, people will look more identifiable African, get treated differently in the families where they're born into, prejudice, bias, called colorism for most away, and then by the wider community. So how we live and move and be in the world, very different from somebody we're not as melanated, we don't have maybe 4C here, wide nose, wide lips. Morning, thanks for calling. Talk to me.
Yeah, greetings again, sister.
Tell me.
Last week, I recall one of the callers mentioned something about most people that hire in Belize in the stores and business are Hispanic people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you question if he would have opened a shop, what kind of people would he put there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, most certainly, if he's Creole here, I say, well, I'll hire Creole. My experiences when it comes to that for the past at least 30 years, being around not only Belize, but throughout Latin America. But let's go back home, Belize. I think in the late 80s to 90s, I move around and I watch so many signs in different stores, prestigious stores, famous stores. They want bilingual people too. They want hire, but they want bilingual. So I said to myself, make I go and try because then I am bilingual.
Mm-hmm.
But I noticed they watch me, even though my complexion is not full, it's not dark. My complexion is clear because I would say I'm a Creole because I am a mixture of two races, right? I'm a Latin mother and African brother. I mean, Belizean black man. So they look at me and they talk to me and they give me a little interview, but I notice they are watching me with a difference, even though they're not saying it with their mouth, but I'm watching it through the eyes because the eyes speak more than the mouth. You say, okay, tomorrow you, no, say, give us your phone number and they'll give you a call. Never happened. I went to another one and another one and another one, never happened. And they just don't call me. When I pass back at the shop, I see a straight hair, clear complexion or buttermilk complexion, male or female been hired. And you know, this male or female is not even bilingual like me, simply because it's a Hispanic, what I call Indo-Latino. You have the Indo-Latino and the Afro-Latino. So these Indo-Latinos welcome in around Belize and around many places instantly. Even the U.S. was doing that in some years, welcoming all those immigrants from Latin America, as long as they are not black, as long as they are not African descent. But only with this Trump administration, he lashed them back and he don't want them back. But I think because during the previous president, too many of them went in illegal, but that's not the point. So I sent friends that come from other countries in Latin America, jet black skinned people, Nicaraguans, Hondurans. I carry them with me and I say, go in there and ask for the job vacancy and tell them that you are interested because they want bilingual. Same way, they turn them back and tell them, okay, thank you, I'll call you, but it no work. So I realized the point to wrap up, they don't want African people or African descendant people to be working in the stores. They rather the tacos people everywhere has to be Latino. And that's the reason why I make a poem. And part of the poem says, when the Balkan and tacos children graduate, your Creole children has no job to get. Because most places, immediately they hire a Hispanic girl or boy, it no matter if you don't talk English. It doesn't matter. So we are under threat for many years. I traveled to U.S. I don't ever want to live there, but I traveled to see with my eyes. And I tell you, the only reason why I was accepted in several places, like for instance in Miami, like Little Havana, and Hialeah, and Douglas Road, all the areas with Latino people, because I speak Spanish. The only reason going back home again, I had been accepted when I went to the Key because I speak Spanish. I remember the opportunity when on one occasion I went to one of the island famous Ambegris Key, and I had merchandise because I used to be a street smart vendor. I had a lot of merchandise. So I went over there to try to make some money. But as I get to the hotel, the guy looked at me right away. I could see the way he looked at me, like he tell me with the eye, come out of this place. I watch eye to eye because that's why I talk to people. So then I tell her I'm looking for a room, and the guy, no room here. You have to go across the next street. I tell her if I wanted, because I also like that too. I tell her if I wanted to be in the other street, I would have been there. I wouldn't be here. I want a room here because I was told that you have rooms available. No. You know when the man started to talk to me nice and gently, when my mind click and say, talk Spanish to the man right away. Oh, see. Right away, the man find a room for me immediately. So it's a serious situation African descendant people they go through because they're really everywhere. And maybe to wrap it up this time for real, if you recall, this new law that presently has been around for many years, the refugee law, this kind of law, the what they call it, more two-term, but I only remember refugee, right? It's the same thing, like only the Indo-Latino people straight here is the one that keep coming, and they all around, got farm, got this, got that. Even in the city, they acquire land where Afro-Belizean cannot get. They've been telling Belize, oh, go to Santana, go to Mascal, go to Las Banks, but never in the city because no land available. People come for the past 5-10 years, they don't have a land in the city already. Right? So it's a sad story, but it's reality. Yeah. Even in Chicago, I remember the white man told me, your luggage is too much, so you have to send it on cargo. And the Latino man said to me, no send it on cargo. You split it half in half and put it back in the scale, and you're good to go. So it's like the world is controlled by Spanish. And in Belize, if you notice in the city, the handful of Creole people, mostly in the city, That's where predominantly English speaking, and we both that are English speaking. But as soon as you go west, south, or north, or the key, everything controlled by Spanish language. They're not really interested in, they only talk to you because there's no other way to talk to you. But if you talk Spanish, oh, they're so happy about it. And if you're looking for a job, immediately you get hired. Right away, no question asked. You don't even have to ask if you have legal papers or nothing. You habla español, sí, okay, bueno, entonces, okay, bueno, entra, right away, instantly. But anyway, my sister, one love again.
Thanks for the reasoning, brother. Break time.
This is the general. They just coming again. Yeah. They just won. They just yo. Hey, take it low, 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 take it low. Then you wine right there, take your time right there, you do it fine right there, you blow my mind right there. Take it low, 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 take it low. Hey, Babina Hanuma, Babina Hanuma.
Benny's is kicking off Father's Day with popping deals for dad in the month of June. Visit a Benny's near you and get store-wide discounts on selected items such as Milwaukee and Axie power tools, Charbroil barbecue grills, car care products, Karcher pressure washers, and much more. Make dad happy with popping deals for dad in June only at Benny's.
Benny's, oh, Benny's.
We have 15 communities today present, which comprises of the Cayo, Stan Creek, and Toledo districts. We have water boards and village councils. The village councils are receiving maintenance equipment in the name of riding mower or weed eaters. Simultaneously, we're distributing water meters for expansion purposes, and also what that does, it helps water boards to become self-sustainable through proper water management, increase of revenue, and then they would be able to make investment back in their respective communities. Also, we have culverts, pipes, fittings for expansion purposes, and water meters.
These resources are more than just equipment. They represent a commitment to rural development, community pride, and the continued partnership between government and local authorities.
This is about service to our people.
Rural communities must also benefit.
Most of you that are here, if not everyone, has voluntary services to assist us to complement that humanitarian assistance that we are giving to our people. And without your help, we won't be able to do much.
We want to build capacity. We want to build sustainability in your communities. That's important. We will help those who want to help themselves.
As a small business, I started to attend pop-up shops like many other businesses, and we found that our customers wanted to pay by card and not cash. I went to Atlantic Bank, and immediately, without a problem, it's like, yes, you can have a POS system. That POS system we now use in-house, and we can also take it countrywide wherever we are. They were willing to take the time. They were willing to be patient with us as we grew our business, and that, for us, that meant the world.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
Money travels fast, so make sure you check it before you spend it. Here are 4 easy ways to know your money is real. Look, feel, tilt, and check. Look closely at your note by holding it to the light to see the watermark and the note value. Notice how the see-through image completes itself perfectly. Feel for authenticity. Run your fingers over the raised portrait and the bars on the edges. 1 bar for the $2 and up to 6 bars for the $100. Tilt the note to see the hidden value appear. Look for the moving images on the security thread and holographic shimmer on higher denominations. Check closely. Use UV light or a magnifying glass to find hidden images and microtext. Remember, handling counterfeit money is illegal. If you spot a fake, report it to the police immediately. Look, feel, tilt, and check. Know your money. Check it before you spend it. A message from the Central Bank of Belize.
Some hands do more than carry. They prepare, they fix, they comfort. They keep a home moving in ways few people notice. And even when the day is done, they are still thinking of home. For the months of May and June, we celebrate the hands that hold the home together, offering you 25% off on tiles, lights, fans, ACs, gardening supplies, and more, both in-store and online. Thank you, moms and dads, from Builders Hardware.
Whether you are a busy person or stuck in traffic or having an adverse or very demanding circumstance, tension builds up, causing you to be stressed out. Stress attacks everyone, anytime, any age. And stress is a killer. Palm City? It's best to be alive than dead. So visit Freetown Drugstore to get options to relieve stress and to relax your mind.
Yes, sir. What can I do for you today? I'm so stressed out. Okay, I'll say I help you right now. When I this daily, for 10 days, I am good after that, okay? Okay.
Freetown Drugstore, 28 Freetown Road, where you are better off alive than dead. Freetown Drugstore, telephone 223-2876.
Morning Vibes for this morning, Monday, June 22nd, 2026. The phone number is 2805848. I tell you, when you have a sister as the master chief operator who to pay attention to you, it makes all the difference. Only Krista Flowers wants to say, yeah, no, put in a chopstick. I love it, I love it, I love it. I tell you, you don't know the people behind the scenes who make it possible, make it look stay and hear away. And sometimes you really have to be good actresses or actors because, you know, as human beings, you have your own lived experiences. Sometimes you're in a low vibration, but lights, camera, action, you have to switch up because you can't bring your low energy self to the WB set. No, so not because I see people on TV mean that everything good then, that they monitor the flow, that they don't have challenges with the human beings like everybody else. But in recognizing that this white supremacist, patriarchal, capitalist, imperialist world that we live in, oftentimes we're taught to be disconnected from ourselves, and it's about performance that people can't even tell what real from what a real no more other than, I guess, artificial intelligence, that want a lot of we to perform. And then when you meet authentic people who not agree to perform, and then they go along with social norms, then I got a problem with their people, but they're not my people. Morning, thanks for calling WV. Talk to it.
Yeah, one thing I forgot. I heard the guy call just now, and he was talking about, as African descendants, the things we go through, no? And what because we do go through stuff where a lot of people don't go through. And one of the things I recently talked to somebody about was that, you know, that we suffer from wrong pigmentation, we would call it, because we have melanin in our pigmentation. But if I go to anywhere in the world and I want to set up one business, I have to go through a lot of obstacles. But if one Chinese, one Mennonite, one Arab, one Spanish man, any one of them, because they don't have wrong pigmentation disease or complex or whatever you want to call it. We have the wrong, well, it's not the wrong pigmentation, but for business, we want to take it. Because think about it, YaYa. A lot of the problems that we have in Belize City is because Belize City is overcrowded. You have too much people in a one little tiny 2-mile area, you will bound to have problems. Now, you go to Spanish Lookout and you look at one person live with creme there, and the next one live with a Belcan Bridge or maybe far enough from there. The likeliness that the two people get in that talking of problems is far-fetched because either we over there, you the way over here. But to see how we there in the city, we almost there on top of one another. Man, move outside of me, man. Man, your mouth smell. Man, you're bad of me, man. Not touch me.
Look, what Harry, the brother from Hattieville, one of my favorite Belizean artists, move from wrong side and wrong and back at me.
Yes. Yeah. You see? And that's what causes the problems. Because, YaYa, when you... I have a friend, and I was at a birthday party with him a while back. And this friend, 53 years old, right? And he said something to me, and I told him, I said, "Make you the one, Grandpa, no. You can't make that follow you when they watch you for. When they watch you for." And I said, "I'm very Judah was Grandpa." Now we were outside by the street side, and the police come and asked me to go in the yard. And it was the hardest thing for him to go inside the yard. And I went inside the yard because, but you see, these are the things why we have problems, because what is it so hard? If the police come and say, "Listen, man, you can go in the yard, but you can't go on the street." Go in the yard, problem solved.
Wait, brother Luke. You see, I don't know what are the circumstances, but the school system teach we for comply for be obedient. Just follow the rules.
Yeah.
I am not one of them people, brother. We have to learn to challenge authority, because not because they got authority mean they right.
Well, true. But yeah. Well, I wanted to say this. The reason why I really go through this, is to basically say this one thing where I forgot. If you say you raise one child right there, no matter who he hang with, can't make him go wrong. You see me? I was raised right. I was raised to know, not put your hat higher than for reach it. I was raised to know that you don't take nothing well enough for you. You don't read your eye on people things, and you don't make nobody cry and pray for you. Pray. Pray that you'll never, you want things for the rest of your life. Oh, they don't want you to do that. But you see me now, I go hang out. I go hang out with thieves, murderers. No, I don't do it. You know why? Because I was raised right. You will find that the people who commit crime and they do that kind of thing, they had no moral bearing from the beginning. So to them, that's normal. You understand me? But when you were raised right, when you were raised by one granny, one ma, because half of when you are raised by with pa, and when you raised with that moral, you go hang around anywhere you could go, hang out with anybody.
But Luke, this is what I ask. People not have, for the most part, people just born into families. And if you born in a conditions where before you born, then people never have them kind of values. No, they got values, It's just different from societal norms. So if you born in that, and when you born your granny today, your mother today, your pop people in today, and for them values are not in alignment with society values, but these are the values they create or live by for them survive, because the system never set up for them. No make no come from a line of really melanated people, because what's around? So I just said, brother, I don't make excuse for bad behavior. I just to say human nature, you want to survive. You born in an impoverishment, you look how you look. And I tell people, until you can't feed your family, protect your family, and house your family, then you know how God-fearing and law-abiding you are. When the reality is that he keep, and you born in that, brother Luke, what I have to do?
Well, yeah, listen to me. I watched a thing on Facebook the other day. I don't know if that believes one child in the beat or leave while in the shop. You see, I read the comments here, and half of them lady were commenting, you make that my picnic. Oh, but they don't mean that I mean last time when they get well. The China man them I deal with if they touch their picnic. No, see that my dear, if damn me for that thing there, I'm much rather the China kill me.
Nope.
Yes, you know why? Because when I get home, my mom want finish what he never do.
But so
my mom want beat me till it can't fight me.
So Luke, so you know one of them people who believe that disciplining children or raising children right mean beating them. You don't want them people? I just want to know if you don't want them people.
Oh, yes, man.
Oh, I don't want them people.
Listen to me. I don't put your feet in the lump and greater, burn your hand, or nothing. And I know I lash you every day. But listen to me, one day will come when you will have to get 1, 2 spank or 1, 2, and I know I lash you, whap you up all over your body. I don't believe in that. You will come, you will put your hand and you will get 1, 3 good cuts and you will realize that you were wrong. You understand me? But I want to tell you this, YaYa. I was talking to a policewoman on Friday, after I left US, and I did tell her, he tell me, he said, why not call my brother to help me? He said, because your brother could do this quick for you. If I call my brother right now, he might call back quick, I could shoot. I said, well, he's lock out, you know. You understand me? And the person said, but that's amazing that your brother don't help you. And I had to tell her this. I said, see, my brother, I love my brother. But my brother realized from a very young age that monsters are never born. You create monsters. So if my brother may take YaYa And everything I do, he run to my ears. He may have created one of the worst monsters. Because then I may want him do it to me every single time I reach the station. He may have to come and rescue me. And I may end up to turn around and get vexed with him, not talk to him, hate him, because he encouraged me. My brother has never encouraged me. As a matter of fact, when my brother tells the police that the station, he said, if I come and he's there under arrest, I want that in ourselves. I don't want to look at out because I'm my brother. I want to lock up. And whatever I want to do, no go in there, go knock out while you know in there because I will put on up on charge because they want to knock on back. You understand me? But it doesn't encourage. You see, we tend to want to encourage our children, YaYa, and we enable them. You understand me? I feel that my mother did what she did and how she did it and what she thought was right. But I will tell you this, I have children today. I won't go bail them up. I won't be that parent. You have to take your lick to me. You have to take it because I was a product of no matter what you do, son, I'm going to go take you out. And then I realized young enough, Master, if I just beat this person and tell my mom was still there for me, then I had no fear to get in a fight because I don't know that if I beat up somebody, and I tell my mama I beat up because I so, my mama going to take me out. So I never had no worries. You understand what I'm saying? So I just wanted to make that point that once you was raised right, though, I was raised right. Fighting never come from. My mama begged me many days, son, why you like fight? But I became that target, so I had to defend myself, and that was the way. That's not because I been out there, go look for it, but it came and I would never back down. You understand me? And like you said, I am somebody who have an issue with authority. How you come to me. If the police come and they say, good evening, chief, and they call nice, I, as a response, have to react nice. But if they come and lose their respect for me, what do you want to do? Show them that I have respect for them when they came here like a jackass?
Brother Luke, I have to go.
Yeah, right,
but listen to what somebody pointed out to me where I never realized. Me, you and X, the all Taros people. Thanks for the call, Brother Luke. Break time.
El evento de fútbol más grande del mundo por fin llegó y Smart te invita a vivir toda la emoción del mundial. Antes de que empiece cada partido, predice quién se lleva la victoria. Entre más predicciones hagas, más oportunidades acumulas. Suma un punto cuando le aciertes al equipo ganador y si le atinas al marcador exacto, obtienes hasta 4 puntos. La persona con más puntos al terminar el mundial se lleva $2,500 en efectivo. Y eso no es todo. También habrá premios semanales durante toda la competencia. Además, el líder de los cuartos de final se lleva un paquete completo para armar su Watch Party. Participa directamente desde la app de Smart por solo 50 centavos por participación. Las predicciones estarán disponibles del 1 de junio al 18 de julio del 2026. No solo veas el mundial, vívelo con Smart. Smart, bring people together.
This is the general. They just coming again. Yeah. They just one. They just yo. Hey, take it low, 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 take it low. Then you wine right there, take your time right there, you do it fine right there, you blow my mind right there. Take it low, 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 take it low. Hey, Babina Hanuma, Babina Hanuma.
As a small business, I started to attend pop-up shops like many other businesses, and we found that our customers wanted to pay by card and not cash. I went to Atlantic Bank And immediately, without a problem, it's like, yes, you can have a POS system. That POS system we now use in-house, and we can also take it countrywide wherever we are. They were willing to take the time. They were willing to be patient with us as we grew our business. And that, for us, that meant the world.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
At Habet and Brothers Habet, celebrate your super handy dad with gifts he'll actually use and enjoy super savings all June. Like 15% off all power tools and Stanley hand tools, 20% off Vento PVC windows, 20% off Ascot porcelain tiles and 30% off Piso Forte ceramic tiles, and 40% off Sunlight windows and doors. Plus, stop in at Brothers Habet every Saturday for our veranda clearance blowout. And for every $50 you spend, get a chance to win a power tool every Saturday. Visit Habet and Brothers Habet today and give Dad something worthy of his super handiness. Happy Father's Day to all super handy dads.
Amandala is now online. You can now access Amandala's midweek and weekend issues online by logging on to our website at amandala.com.bz/news and joining our membership portal today. There's 5 easy steps to get unlimited access to weekly e-paper, archive publications, and a host of other exclusive contents. Number 1, go to Amandala's website. Number 2, navigate to subscribed areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Telephone numbers 501-280-4703 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandalapress@yahoo.com or amandalapress@gmail.com. Amandala, all power to the people.
Morning Vibes this morning, Monday, June 22nd, 2026. The number is 280-5848. We have another maybe 5 minutes, 7 minutes before I have to shut up the shop. We had some good reasoning this morning, and one of my takeaway is, what are your values? Like, think about what values the people who raise you teach you by what you say and do consistently. Because again, a lot of hypocrisy. They say one thing and then do another. So the people that will raise you ought to be the people who care most for you, want the best for you. But then the same people will lash you, beat you, abuse you, and tell you to do it because they care about you. And it could happen to any gender, but in particular, you have domestic or partner violence of male over women, or even in a same gender relationship where one of the gender have the more dominant behavior. When you come from an environment where tell you, I beat you because I care about you, then you just say, you okay for people beat you or care about you? Not try to justify it now. Just like when you give the children then dolls at a young age, and then you wonder why they grow up and want choose, or sometimes people are raped, become pregnant at a young age and become mothers, because you just say one thing with your mouth, but you do something else consistently with your actions. And so that for adults, especially the ones that are responsible for children or influencing children, therefore, check yourself and see if your words match your actions consistently, and ask yourself, where are you getting ideas from? Where are you getting values from? And then if it don't work for you, then look around and see if you find something else going to work for you. As adults, we have a responsibility. Your brain not fully developed till about age 25. You have one duty for the better, regardless of the homes where you come from and the circumstances you were born in. At age 25 or older, my position is then you have to start to take responsibility for the choices you're making and the actions that you engage in. And I thought Brother Luke made, again, a lot of beautiful points, because something as simple as you would say telling somebody where you're going. Like, I never even think about how that has not been normalized. People think they're so grown, they could just walk out of the house and not tell nobody. When I'm going, I remember initially when I partnered with somebody, the person was like, listen, I grow and I don't need for the report to you. And I said, listen, if I never care about you, I really wouldn't be bothered where I go, especially as a black man or what happened to you, you know. And we raised our youth the same way. I would tell her, if you say you're going to McDonald's and you go to Burger King, and Burger King burned down, I don't worry about you because you tell me you're going to McDonald's. And so it's accountability, is because people care. So you have to ask yourself, what are your issues with being accountable? I'm 60. I left my sister's house this morning, minutes to 5? I still text her. I make you know I go work WB up. Somebody have to know where I there at all times and who I there with. So it really does matter. And I never made to think about that till Brother Luke said that some people really not have that kind of guidance, that kind of liberty. And in the absence of it, I think sometimes we really need to be more patient with people. I know they make excuses of people who make wrong choices. But if you don't know people's original stories, how they come to be the kind of human being that they are, and that the way community should be about, the healing of us should be within communities, that we should care about people. I mean, as much as we have the capacity to. We should be considerate of other people and not just look at life from our perspective. And remember, there's always more than one side to every story. I mean, that sister that was killed, pregnant, just shut down in a daylight, like, that's saying a lot about the values of a community and a people. You know, one of the street code and say, like, you know, touch women and children, like they're the most vulnerable people in your community, and like, we stand bad beliefs. We deepest condolences. I think the last thing that to Urbina and the Urbina, like, I want a reason why I like to do this talk show, you know. The vibration just low and heavy. Last call for the morning. Carla, we have a few minutes. Go ahead and talk before we have to shut up the shop.
Yes, morning. I just a call to shed a little light on certain behaviors that way I say.
I don't got a lot of time, brother. I got like 3 minutes.
Okay. I lived at the Keys, right? As a melanated person, there's many things I observe. I observe the bootlicking behavior of Belizeans. And I observe how people get accustomed to the narcissistic abuse of the other people. And no, I'm not accustomed to that, but I live out here 20 years.
Which key?
San Pedro. So, and I still come across those kind of abuse from people because I'm different from them, because I am melanated. Even though some of the people know me.
You talk Spanish?
Yeah, I do. Even though I speak that, people still got this kind of behavior towards melanated people.
What kind of behavior you talk about?
Huh?
What kind of behavior you talk about? You know, I don't want to rush you. You could call me back now, but I for the Thursday morning. But I don't really want to stretch more talking with you, and I don't want to rush you. Because I feel like you got one lot where you could teach me. You could call me back Thursday morning?
Okay, no problem. I will
Don't forget though, brother. I want to have one guest from 7:30 to 8. So anytime after 8 o'clock Thursday morning, call me back, please. My number is 671-8050. I really want you to call me back Thursday morning.
Definitely, Miss YaYa.
All right, Miss YaYa, your sister. We are black people. We are one.
Yes, definitely. I love your vibes. You're inspiring, and you're different from most women. I see where your mind really expand and open, and you're pro-black because we're in our black nation, and Black people need to be enlightened some more too, man, and wake up, you know?
Respect, brother. Thanks for the call. One love.
All right.
We have another break, Christy? Okay, good. We're out of breaks. Okay, so I'll have to shut up the shop. And so we talk about all kind of thing this morning. But I always want to thank the people who call, because it make life much easier for the person behind the WB desk when on a call. This show is about people. This is a community time. So people have to call in. They have guests. I prefer not to have guests. Real talk. And I prefer not to have guests because I tired I say the same people can say the same thing over and over again, and I don't see what that benefit Belizean people. Even though you said people learn from repetition, but most of the people, my experience, are what I call institutional inner thinking. They're not to try to sit away and challenge power authority that is oppressing people, and this is the inherited system that Belizeans accepted. So when you go look out for, I don't need nobody to come ask me for be guest. I don't got no problem telling you no, I don't want to be my guest neither. I want to choose who I want. So nobody have to come look for me, come beg for me guest, because I know exactly who I want to be my guest. And I say that with a lot of love, but I just have to tell her no real like that. And so I want to thank the security guard when I come in this morning was Lloyd Lewis. Now it's Shane Flowers here at the Master Chief Operator, Sister Krista Flowers. A good sister. And then we had Brother Cliff, known as Pacliff. Lewis here as the senior engineer. Downstairs at Creme Radio on the second floor, we have Larry G, known as Larry Guerrero. Morning, my brother, President of Big A. That a world, but one love every time, David Barnett. Give thanks to the community at all times, because I'm sure other people say it, but I remember it when Excite. You know, all we had that we people at the end of the day, that's all we have. Zinc Fence is fueled by people power, people love, people support, and we not take that for granted. We not take that lightly. We really value our everyday people. As I say, that we hold up the world. So I want to say big thanks to Belizeans who stay lacking upon Zinc Fence programming. Immediately after this show, Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes, we have Morning Stew until 12:30. It will be a full newscast on Creme Radio. At 3 o'clock, you'll send news brief. And at 5:30 is a full newscast on Creme Radio. Here at XTV, there's a full newscast at 6 o'clock. I so want to make sure I get off the air at 9. I'll leave it ahead because at 2 minutes to 9. But I want to get off by 9 o'clock for sure. Remember at 3:30 today, this program will be repeated on XTV local channel. You could go and listen to XTV Belize on Facebook, XTV Belize on YouTube, to any one of we programming. And I want to say just big thanks. Oh no, please, this heat, like my face, I have to do better. In your age, my hair texture change, my face, I guess my skin to change, cause or a climate change. Cause I tell you, I sunburn up in my face, like sunburn up. Christy remind me, use aloe vera, but right now the sun, I have to start to wear one hat or something. Cause even with my shades, my skin just sunburn. That the sun literally burn my skin, burn it. I started to tell people, even melanated people, yes, we still have to wear sunscreen, stay hydrated, try to stay out of the sun. I don't know, wait till the sun hot for the walk up and down in the sun. But give thanks to the community same way. And I have to hail up Kim from Kim Grab and Go. I gave me hash fish this morning. And then my sister, you never tell me I could call her name, so I can't call her name. Well, give me a ride down early. Well, give me some Johnny cake this morning. Big respect to your grind, sis. When I come back Thursday morning, I'm stretch talking where I had with the sister. But Brother Most High should be here tomorrow morning. Until then, remember say, on the organized people want to save the people.
We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes to obey. And all the things that must happen and not gonna blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Billies. Wake up, Billies. Voice of opinion.